one more time. I'll give you 30 seconds. Spoiler warning.
I'm not even gonna give you 30 seconds. You already got a spoiler alert before. If he giving y'all 30 seconds, the 30 seconds happened when he first said spoiler alert. You now got 5 seconds left. 3, 2, 1. All right, y'all. So why did they do my boy Eddie like that?
Bro, why did they give my man a steady solo moment? And I'm like, I already know where this is going to lead to. I know what you're going to do. I know what you're going to do. You hate me so much that you're going to do this. Eddie, my man.
Man, so this is my thing. Like, and let me explain something to y'all. These final 2 episodes really had me in my feelings for the reason that Max is my favorite character.
By far.
She's super sarcastic. She's a little badass. She's got heart. She's tenacious as shit. And she's going to ride it out and tough it out with or without the squad. Like, I love her and I appreciate her character. Eddie was climbing up the ranks in the most meaningful ways. Like, from the first moment I saw my boy Eddie after school, where he like punked the jock who was trying to punk him, like, I was like, I like this guy. And from that moment forward, even when Chrissy, you know, was ripped apart in the ceiling of his trailer, like, I was still like, I really like this guy. Like, there was never a moment. So to take my favorite character and a new character, and I know that they did it on purpose. They wanted us to feel some type of way. You know, they did it every season. They did it with Bob. They did it with Nancy's friend. They did it with who was it? It was Alexi in season 3. They did it with I forget his name now, but Max's brother, the Red Ranger Jason. They did it with him in season 3, or however what order it was in, once he got redeemed somewhat.
So let's go in order.
They just wanted to cut us deep.
They did. So part 1 of the final 2 episodes. When I say from jump, they was like, y'all already know what happened in part 1. We're not about to recap for 30 minutes. We on go. Strapping the fuck up. And got the going in the first episode. I loved every single moment of that. That first, and both of you, just to let everyone, the first episode was an hour and a half long, and the second was 2 hours and 22 minutes. They did not pull any punches on this. How
they said 30 million an episode, come hold this.
Hold this. So I will say this, in the first episode, we basically get to see how Elle was basically training and preparing for her fight for Burnt Crispy Voldemort. That's what I will call him. That's what he will stay. I'm not calling him Vecna.
Yeah, he don't get no respect.
No, he don't get no respect. He gets Burnt Crispy.
Hashtag fuck Vecna.
Hashtag, I'm not even going to say it. He said it for me. But we had that moment. So I will say this opportunity, this to see Elle get in her bag and start like, nah, I'm training to go take this man one-on-one. And her pawpaw, I hate that man. He, you know what, was so annoying to me.
You know what, Perry? I'm on the other side. I'm not going to say that I liked him, but what I'm going to say is, like, was he perfect? No, like, absolutely not. But his last words, everything that I did it for you, and he was begging her to understand with his last breath. I feel every fucking minute of it. And you got to think about it this way. How many times has your daughter come up to you and wanted something that you knew was not good for her, and you said no, and she was angry at you, and you're saying no because it's for her betterment, but all she understands is that you are not letting her do what she wants to do in that moment.
I get that, and that was a good moment if the world wasn't at stake, and this is the only person that has the power to stop them.
But follow me. Was he not right? He said, you are not ready. Now, granted, oh, Leroy Jenkins didn't tell where what was the name of it? The little tank or whatever where they were training Nina. Yeah, if Leroy Jenkins didn't crack under pressure and tell them where Nina was, she would have had a little bit more time.
Appreciate you, Jasmine. Thank you, something. Sir, check this out. Check this out. Check this out. I see where you're coming from. You're Piccolo. You love your kids. I'm Goku. I know what's in you. Take your ass out there and get beat up till it comes to you. Bye.
But guess what? She went out there. She failed.
But then she ends up winning.
She didn't win.
Well,
what? So this is the thing. Like, for me, when I watched the first episode, I was cheerful, I was excited, I was ready. By the end of that first episode, and you can ask my wife, you can ask the kids, I said, oh my God, this is Infinity War. This is Infinity War. This is Vecna's victory. Vecna won. He did not die. He essentially, Max's brain dead. He's off somewhere with her consciousness where she's just pretty much in a vegetative state right now. All of Hawkins is essentially a portal to the upside down right now. He did not lose. 11 took a big L. No pun intended. Like, 11 took that L.
It could have been worse.
Like, it could have been worse. But so let me tell you this. You go to decision and you lose and you still lose your belt versus you go all 12 rounds and get knocked out in the 12th. Did you still not fight and lose?
I'm not saying
Are you still out of your title?
I wouldn't say they lost. I know Vecna is going for the long game. He's set up for his next phase.
Bro, they lost. I mean, now granted, they're gonna have their end game moment, and the stars will be aligned, and something's gonna fall in place. And I truly believe that there will be a happy ending for Stranger Things. We might lose a couple more soldiers on the way there, but there's gonna be a happy ending, I believe. But this was undoubtedly the Infinity War of the show.
I don't know, man, because there was other parts of the show where I said we had good moments. So I know we're focused on like Max, Vecna, and Elle's moment, but one of the biggest parts to me of this end series was going on with Harper and the gang out in was it Russia and their battles out there.
Hopper, okay.
Yeah, I enjoyed their moments. I enjoyed how they had the ex. I didn't know the peanut butter man was an ex war hero that has fallen from grace because of booze and whatnot, and he had his saving grace moment. And I love the I can't remember his name, but he's the snarky guy that's going on with Will's mom. Along the journey.
I forget his name right now too, but our conspiracy theorist reporter and black belt, yeah, bro, that's my guy.
I love him in every sense of the word. So there's that. I enjoyed their story, what they had going on, because they ended up finding literally the first phase of Stranger Things creature and burnt his ass, and how Harper grabbed the sword of justice. He was like, "No, I'm gonna cut you down, bud. It's me and you."
So, I gotta actually highlight something before he even got the sword, because I thought that this was hilarious, and also I thought it was like a nice way to pay homage to some of our previously fallen soldiers. But shout out to Joyce. Like, we gotta remember this. You remember when Bob died in season 2? Bob was running down a corridor from a Demogorgon, and he was running for his life. And he thought he was safe, and when he thought he was safe, ultimately it was his demise. Now, Joyce in that same position, watching from security cameras, hoping that her boo thing was gonna make it, she decided, she said, I'm not about to watch this no more. I already know how this goes. What did she do? She found one of them long prod taser joints, and she was like, we about to go fix this. And what did she do right as Hopper was actually about to get taken out by that Demogorgon? She said, in her stone cold voice. You know what I'm saying? She made that happen. So yeah, Hopper came through with the sword of justice and hit him with that clean Destiny slide, and then that R2 sword slash right above his head. You know what I'm saying? Like that was absolutely epic. But we got to give Joyce MVP because without Joyce, we wouldn't have got it.
But G, check this out. She wouldn't have got to that point if Harper ain't deliver the sword of justice, of righteousness. You feel what I'm saying?
But he didn't. Remember, they got interrupted.
But you know he did. You know what I'm saying? She felt that. I need you to.
Oh, she felt the print.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? The reset button wasn't pushed down, but it was rubbed on. You feel me? So she was like, I'm going to say this one because, you know, I need me a reset. You feel what I'm saying? Shout out to my boy Harper.
Right, she said she was going to alt-tab that and come back later.
You know what I'm saying?
You know
Control S, name it, get right, underscore, time for, underscore, backbreak, document, PDF file. So anywho.
PDF file. Oh, man. But, so where we at? We so episode 1. So what do you think about and I know I keep coming back to my girl, but there was really so much to unpack, like in the final 30 minutes as we kind of close out the battle.
I don't want to go there just yet. I don't want to go there just yet.
Okay. Where do you want to go?
We have to still build up on how Max and ex-fuckboy, her man, actually start building up, how Max begins to unwind, starts opening up, telling oh boy that, yeah, I want to go ahead, let's go on a date. Let's do this, do that. And she's mentally preparing her battle with this thing. How everyone in the group is facing their fears. Will's sister. No, not sister. Yeah, sister. Luke's sister. She had a phenomenal moment when she was grabbing that shotgun. She was like, I know what I must do. And when she faced, she got into.
So you talking about Nancy? Okay.
Yeah, Nancy. I'm sorry. And when she went to go get the shotgun, and then she ended up getting in contact with fuckboy of the year, Mr. I'm in my feelings, Mr. Oh my God, my girl is here.
I know his name is Jason, but we call him Connor around here.
We call him fuckboy. I will have to say that moment showed her strength. I love Steve's growth. I enjoy Steve and Nancy's chemistry in this, though. I'm a Jonathan fan. Jonathan did nothing wrong to Nancy. I know there's nothing wrong with Jonathan. I know Jonathan's a good man.
Jonathan did do something wrong to Nancy. My man's did not apply for that college. Just sat there and lied to her, like in place of the entire fucking world ending. It's like, you lying about a college application, bro? Like, come on, man. It's like, why? Now, is this grounds for them to not be in a relationship? I don't know. But when my man Steve is over here and he's hitting all the right buttons and he's going to war fighting Vecna hands up, or at least trying to, by her side, like, come on, man. Like, that's what you lying about when your competition is fighting Vecna? That's what you want.
But Jonathan, he was
Jonathan
on the other
what,
side.
bro?
Jonathan was doing this thing. Jonathan had a really good moment. He had several good moments in this season.
Where?
Being there for
as
Will.
far as I know, his only thing. So yeah,
Will.
he held his brother down, but everything else that I feel that Jonathan provided was through connections of his stoner friend.
Okay, check this out. He was the driver. He was important.
He wasn't the driver. The stoner boy was the driver.
He pulled up with the car. Jonathan was driving the rest of the way. You're not taking this away from Jonathan.
What else? All right, what else Jonathan do besides drive the car?
He
was the getaway driver.
He helped his brother get away. They came up with a plan to get L. Like, he played his role. It's not his fault that he was literally with his brother at the time. Like, he was on. I will say.
Who found
Nancy,
Nina's base?
Nancy and Steve. They're on the West with some of they're on the West when you have Kobe Bryant, you have LeBron James on some team, you have Steph Curry in them, you have the Suns, like you have all the greats on the West, and then you have Jimmy Butler in Miami, and then you got Giannis on the East. You have other good teams, but them the boys that's holding it down. You know what I'm saying? It's not as thick and as a fight as the West is, but you putting in good work on the East. That's what it was, man. I'm not about to take away from our boy Jonathan because he's not outside of that damn college.
Jonathan is Kyrie Irving, bro.
When he's in the field,
he used to be a headliner, but we still got hope for him.
But when he's on the court,
he ain't leading no franchise.
When he's on the court, that man hoops. When he's in the game, that's one thing I can say about Kyrie and Jonathan. When they are in the game and it's time to pull up and play, they gonna play, and they gonna get you buckets. Now outside of that,
but are they leading the team or not? Because my boy Steve is leading the team.
He ain't leading the team. Nancy is leading the damn team. Nancy's leading the team. They are
co-leading that team.
No, it was Nancy and it was my boy Eddie.
Come on, man.
Bro, you tell me I'm lying?
Come on,
you're telling me that Steve did not have by far the greatest right-hand person in the world with Robin. Tell me I'm wrong.
Oh, bro, look, don't disrespect Robin like that. Robin is not a right-hand character. Don't get it confused. Like, Robin is the best sidekick of all time, but Robin is not a sidekick, okay?
Exactly. And Steve will be nothing without Robin. We know this as a fact.
Nah.
What? Are you serious?
Nah.
Robin was named wrong.
Robin and Steve are both strong enough characters to hold up their own. That's why Robin was able to go and rock with Nancy when Nancy went to go holler at Vecna's dad at the thing and was able to still hold her own. And what happened? When Nancy fumbled the bag, it was Robin that actually helped him to get access to Vecna's dad.
Her name is Bruce Wayne because she ain't no Robin ass nigga. That is Bruce in woman form. Give Robin her respect. Steve will be nowhere without Robin.
That's all I'm saying. Steve will still be a hard hitter. Steve was going hard before he met Robin.
Oh my God, I don't care.
Do we not remember my boy Steve with the baseball bat? Do we not remember my boy Steve? We remember
Jonathan the entire last season.
Bro, what was Jonathan doing the whole last season except for chasing after the kids, man?
That was by far the biggest part because damn these kids.
I'm just saying, my boy Steve was out in the tunnels under Russia with Robin trying to get to the bottom of it. They the ones that cracked the code and figured out what was going on under the mall. What was Jonathan doing? Jonathan wasn't doing nothing. Okay? It's Team Steve. It's Team Steve.
You tripping. Jonathan's that guy. I'm Team Jonathan.
Steve the Harrington, my good sir.
You smoking crack, because Lucas and his little sister is my dogs too, and Jonathan, I'm rocking with them. So
man, look, man, Luke and Erica, like, shout out to them, like, probably like the best brother sister duo on television right now.
Exactly.
But it's Team Steve Harrington, bro.
Team Jonathan. I'm getting a shirt. It
ain't no way about it. So you want to go with the nigga that's lying to you,
man?
Versus the nigga that grew, said, "Hey, look, I messed up. I ain't gonna mess up again, but I'm also not gonna press you. But I'm here when you what one you want?
Stop it!
Come on,
Stop
man!
It. She found her peace in Jonathan. She found her peace with Jonathan.
Her peace and the nigga that's lying to her.
Oh my God!
Man, don't even start with me, bro.
Says the man
Team
who fumbled
Harrington.
Says the man who was fumbling the bag in the first place. No,
bro, he had to learn.
Okay,
he had his moment, and he's learned. What development has Jonathan had?
There's plenty of
he been the same character since the first episode, bro. The only difference is he got a friend who smoke weed now.
Oh my God,
That's
not fucking with you. Team
Look,
Jonathan, back to the story.
Bro,
back to the story because I'm
Team
not going.
Steve the Hair Harrington. Okay.
Oh my God.
I think y'all. I think if you in the chat right now, I think y'all should vote. Can I do a poll on here? Let's see if I'm gonna create a poll.
Give a damn what you do. It's Team Jonathan out in this piece. Give a damn. I don't even
You know what I'm saying? We gonna try this.
But I will have to say, Vecna is by far one of the best television supervillains I've seen in a very long time. He was applying pressure, but he wanted it. So outside of that, I will have to say, Nancy. Let's see here. Hopper, Robin, Lucas, and the Murray had some of the best moments in these last. And Dustin had some of the best. And Eddie, I'm sorry, had some of the best moments. Everyone, I can't say everyone had a good moment here. I'll start off with.
I just want to say real quick, I think that poll is live. If I did it right, I am an idiot, so maybe I didn't. But if I did it right, y'all got all of about 30 seconds to cast your vote. So, yeah, definitely get it. Zayana, you know we best friends, sis. Just vote for Steve, okay? Just vote for Steve because you on my team. We don't like Perry.
Y'all don't have to like me, but hey, check this out, Zach. Would you go back to the guy that fumbled you, that treated you wrong, couldn't understand you, couldn't love you, but then you found your wholesome area near someone that was like,
you ain't. Look, you only in season 2. You ain't got to his development. It's Steve, trust me.
His development was because he was getting whipped into shape by the #1 girl, the bestest in Robin. And shout out to my girl Robin for closing the motherfucking bag and cashing in because she got it by making sandwiches. Shout out to my girl Robin.
Oh yeah, she did get in there.
Yes.
She got to shoot her shot, and I respect that.
Absolutely.
All in all, it looks like our vote was a tie because what did the chat do? They didn't vote. Why? Because they didn't want to hurt your feelings, Barry.
Get out of here.
And that's okay. We know Steve is the man for Nancy. Stop playing.
Are you serious? This
we
man
know
said,
Steve is the man for Nancy.
You gave him a fucking dots in a question mark? You ass. What type
man,
of...
we know. Okay.
So anywho, I would have to say a couple of key moments here was Nancy and how she just wanted to go to war. Having her cut off the part of the shotgun, and she said, "Is this legal? It's a felony, but I don't care. He gotta go.
Right.
He gotta
she said
go."
She had to make the sawed off one way or another. She got it done.
There was that moment, Luke versus fuckboy Jason, whoever he is. I enjoyed that fight a lot. I enjoyed him going at it and defending his girl. That moment probably had me stressed out because I remember people saying like 5 people are about to get off. I'm like, if y'all killed my boy after he had his fuckboy moment and he redeemed himself and y'all about to kill him, I'm gonna have a problem.
Yeah. I mean, I knew it from jump, though. Like, I remember we were talking about this a little bit during the first part. I'm like, man, Luke didn't have it in him to really be a fuckboy. Like, I get where he was at, and I felt like his intentions were always good because he was saying from jump, like, hey, I'm going to get popular. I'm going to put y'all on, pull up to the game. You know, especially if we win, it's going to be a good look for all of us, bro. Just pull up. We're going to look out for you. And, yeah, shit got a little sticky. And lines were blurred. Maybe that pun was intended. But nonetheless, when things got too hairy, he knew what it was. You know what I'm saying? Once he realized that it was beyond just some basic bullying stuff, what did he do? He said, hey, I think I know where they at. He gave them the wrong address, and he cut off in the opposite direction. So,
yeah, but he still had a fuckboy moment because he allowed his boys to get beat. He had his boys to get beat up in front of him. I don't care. That's fuckboy. That's fuckboy tendency.
Look, players fuck up too. You know what I'm saying?
That was a fuckboy moment. He needed.
He had a moment.
If he was in Perry's game, you already know Perry's like, hey, bro, shoot me my one. Shoot me my one right now. We got one of the mutual homies right here. Is 1-on-1. You feel me? Like, okay. So G's on the phone. So I will have to say we had that moment with Lucas getting his one back with Jason. I will have to say Eddie and Dustin moment by far stressed me out so much that I was scared that both of them wasn't going to make it. You're still muted.
I know.
That moment scared me. And then when Eddie made the decision of not following through with Dustin, I knew it was not about to go well for him.
Yeah, I knew it wasn't going. I mean, and ultimately, I do think that, like, I'm a little weird about his sacrifice because it's like the situation that they were in. I feel like those bats wasn't gonna make it back in time. Like, I feel like if he would have jumped into the portal and they would have been gone, like, I get what he was trying to do, but at the end of the day, I feel like those, like, as long as it took him to slam on that guitar and for the bats to actually get there to him, I don't think they would have made it back to Vecna's mansion in time. Like, especially considering that that Hopper and Joyce and the squad over there was already working on taking care of those Demogorgons, which eliminated the threat of the bats anyway. Like, I think, like, in hindsight, now that that episode has passed, that's what makes his death sting a little bit more. Like, I feel like he definitely completed his character arc. He didn't run this time. He stood his grounds and he fought. But part of being a survivalist is picking your battles. And I feel like if he did not pick that battle, it would not have changed the tides of battle too much. And I know, you know, sometimes with TV shows, like the time frame and the timelines change for convenience of plot. But if they would have kept consistent with the time it took them to get from Vecna's mansion to the trailer park and back for that second go around back to the mansion, they would have had plenty of time to still flame throw up all of those guys. Right, doing drugs and being a bum is what my wife said. All right, I love you too. Be safe. Call me when you get there. Okay? All right.
I don't like neither one of y'all.
Look, I told, even my wife knows, and she's a woman.
I don't like neither
She
one of y'all.
knows who the right man for Nancy is, bro. Like, we're not gonna play this game. Like, Jonathan was cool. Jonathan was a rebound. He was a for now kind of dude.
You don't go
But
backwards.
Steve
you only move
Harrington
forward.
grew.
You never
Steve
go backwards.
Harrington can go to college with Nancy.
You're not. You never
What does
go
Jonathan
backwards.
do when he lying?
You never
Okay.
go backwards. You never
It's
go
not
backwards.
backwards.
Yeah, you
It's
left
not
for a
backwards.
reason. You
It's a
left for
lateral,
reason.
baby.
No,
It's
you-
a
you-
lateral,
you left
baby.
for a reason.
Nah,
Watch. So
man.
check this out. When Jonathan has his growth moment, I don't want to hear nothing.
He ain't gonna have
his
no growth moment. His growth moment is he's gonna grow. He's gonna grow vicariously through Will. That's what's gonna happen.
Get the-
Will is gonna develop into a far more important character. He's already super sensitive when it comes to like all these paranormal vibes and stuff. Will is going to become a lead character, defining character in the next season. You know what Jonathan's gonna do? He's gonna support his brother, like he always has done. Jonathan's entire character arc is, oh, I'm an awkward nerd with the camera. Oh, now I'm an awkward nerd without a camera. Oh, now I'm following Nancy. Oh, now I'm bigging up my little brother. The end.
Oh my God.
Steve the Hair Harrington for president. I said it here first, folks.
Yeah, and when you come out wrong, not having it. So, like I wanted to say, having Eddie, like him getting mangled by those dragon things, bats, hurt my soul. He stood there suffering. How Dustin picked him up definitely hurt. But I think the most stressful moment of this entire last 2 episodes was dealing with our girl, our daughter, our niece, the precious one, Max.
Yeah, Max.
L. Why? Stranger Things, this was my biggest gripe in this entire thing. Why the hell did you use the most ultimate power in this damn moment? The power of friendship. We've already addressed Lucas' performance, sis. We gave Lucas his props. He held Max down. He did a phenomenal job. He beat the shit out of Jason. We covered Lucas. He definitely got his flowers. There's no in between that.
They actually did say that Lucas too, like in the scene where Max had been taken.
Yeah.
I don't want to say died because we don't know for sure if she's dead yet, but we do know she's brain dead. But in that scene, like him like having that meltdown and screaming out of desperation, Erica, help. They did say that which for me, like crazy enough, like that line was really where it hit me, like how desperate in that moment everything was. But that was improv. So shout out to him, man. Like he is a super talented kid. We want to see more of him.
Absolutely. For sure. And like the moment where what was breaking me, where I'm like, man, please don't do my girl dirty, is when Vecna the bones were actually cracking. I was right, bro. I shed tears. I'm like, no, Max, no. L, get your ass off the door and handle business, because if my baby dies, there's gonna be a problem. And then they use the power of friendship to let her go. L, I love you. I care for you. Power up.
Yeah, man.
That pissed me off.
I'm usually not a fan of the power of love and the power of friendship, but I promise I was in the dad pad here in that moment 2 nights ago. We watched it as a family, and I said aloud, I said, "Power of friendship, please come through." I was asking for it at that point. Like, as a watcher, you are desperate when you asking for those type of like plot holes. Like, just give us a plot hole. Please make this work for the squad.
I was not satisfied at all. Insane, sis. I was not happy with Jason's death. He needed to suffer. Oh, he's just going to get torn in half because of the opening of the upside down? No, I need torture. But I need to let everyone know what broke me, that did it, that made me stressed out, like saying, oh, this is a 10, is when Max was being held by Lucas and she said, I don't want to die. I lost it.
Yeah.
And she went limp.
Yeah. But I just want to highlight again, like drawing those parallels to this being like the Infinity War. Like, that was the closest thing we got to the Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good. Like, in that moment, I can't see anything. I can't feel anything. I don't want to die. Oh my goodness. The feels, man.
The feels were real. So I would have to say, and there, like towards the end, there was not a moment of where my heart wasn't wrenching, because of course Elle came through and said no, not yet, and gave her some type of heartbeat, and we found out she was still in the hospital. What did it again? Where I'm like, okay, I'm good. Let me wipe my tears. Let me breathe. Dustin talking to Eddie's uncle.
Oh yeah, that cut deep, man.
That hurt. He said, Mr. Runzler? Yeah. I want to talk to you about Eddie. I ain't got nothing to say. He ain't do nothing wrong. I was with Eddie. I was like, oh, damn. And where is he at? I was like, oh, Dustin, no. When he starts shedding, so Dustin's my favorite character. I love him. He does no wrong.
Yeah, Dustin, that's my guy.
He stays solid with the gang. He was true to himself, and when he needed to figure something out, he came through with a plan. I like him. So it was that moment when Dustin talking to Mr. Runzler definitely did something to me where I'm just like,
hey, okay, I'll let it slide once, man. You got to put some respect on my guy Eddie, man. It's Eddie Munson. Okay,
Munson, I'm sorry.
He was talking to Mr. Munson.
I'm sorry, Munson. I'm sorry. And hold on. Okay, Vecna has. I don't think Nancy was in a state of depression, and with her state of mind was weakened enough for Vecna to go after. That's why he went.
I think he definitely was. But he said what he said though. He told her, "I want you to go back and tell 11 something." So let her know.
So there was 4. There has to be something in which he went after Max and Billy, because he got both brother and sister to open a portal.
I mean, he technically didn't. Billy didn't open a portal. The portals were the 4 people that he killed in season 4.
But he ended up getting Billy though, because we find out that he was behind
the mind flayer.
Yeah, everything. So I don't know. There's some ties that needs to be fixed, and we're not getting another season for some years, y'all. I want y'all to understand this. We're going to have a time.
No, they actually did come out and say that this next season will be out significantly quicker than the last season.
Okay, but we're getting a time skip, aren't we?
I don't know for sure. But I do know that this last season came out at such a delayed rate because of COVID, and also because the kids were at that age where they were growing like crazy. So it was kind of hard to keep up with them all. But considering that all of them now are between the ages of 18 and 20, that's not going to be much of a complication because they're more or less done growing. So they said that they won't have to do as much basically trickery to create an image of these kids still being kids. So hopefully that means that we'll only have to wait like a year, but at the same time, don't rush it. Give it to us when it's ready.
Right. So I'm looking forward to it. I would say this last 2 episodes from Jump, I'm happy they didn't slow down. I'm happy they didn't do no repeats. It's like, y'all know what it is. We gonna finish this bad boy. I'm happy Elle was able to see Hopper at the end, and then we got that weak ass Indiana weather. Hey, it's snowing.
Yep, snowing in the summer. Yep, classic Indiana stuff.
Classic in the opening of the worlds, and of course the cliffhanger, because we still got to know what's going on with Max, what happened to Vecna, because everything's open now. He was able to get that, but we need to see where we're going moving forward with that.
And it's funny you say that, and shout out to Demigod Sean, because he kind of highlighted this. I was distraught about Max, and we absolutely have to highlight when the squad first completely got back together, which was when they all met up in the hospital to go see 11. It's the first time this season we saw everyone together. And 11 holds her hand and goes into her mind, and it's just blackness. And at that point, I'm like, oh my God, she's brain dead. She ain't coming back. And Sean highlighted this to me. He's like, well, we got to think about it. When Vecna kills someone, he doesn't necessarily eliminate them from existence. He absorbs them into himself, which they did highlight in the episode as well. So that wasn't anything that he just pulled up. It was clear when he takes someone on, they become him. So it's Vecna got away. Her body is still alive, but he has her consciousness. So we'll probably see Max still play some type of significant role in the next season. But unfortunately, Jonathan will not.
So anywho, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank everyone for tuning in, because I will not take any more disrespect from my boy Jonathan. But anywho, let us know how you guys felt about this last 2 episodes of season 4 of Stranger Things. Shout out to Netflix for producing such a phenomenal series, where again, if you released it bi-weekly, not bi-weekly, but every week, 1 episode a week, you'll have conversations that will last quite some time. But I understand that what you're doing, we appreciate that. It's great, like Ozark, another great season. But yeah, everyone in the chat, let us know.